Eubank Sr. has spoken out on the Conor Benn doping test that ultimately put a halt to his son's fight, one that the boxing legend was never on board with in the first place. The British Boxing Board of Control last week prohibited the fight between Eubank Jr and Benn off the back of a banned substance being present in one of the latter's VADA tests. As Benn and his team prepare their case to clear his name, the boxing world has been having their say. One man who fans were keen to hear from was Eubank Sr. The father had been campaigning to have the bout boycotted due to the weight cut his son had to go through to meet the contracted limit. He spoke to the Fight Is Right podcast to give his thoughts on Benn and his status as a clean fighter. It turns out, he's supportive of the young fighter, but not the people around him. When I look at a fighter, I look at the spirit in them. Conor would have had no idea, in my view, of what they would suggest he should have. These are men who are going to be rooted out of this game, because they're not fighters, they're PE teachers. I respect them but not when they're harming fighters because, in my view, when I look at Conor Benn, that's a pure young man. Eubank continued, becoming emotional at the decision-makers in the sport and what he sees as their intentions, reiterating his stance that the fight should have never been made. He ended it with a warning. I said to him, Conor, before, don't to this, you have a glittering career in front of you. You can beat the Americans. Our team against the American team? I spoke to him like a dad should speak to a son. I told Nigel don't come to these speaking engagements. It's going to be too much pressure on you because you let them lead your son into a pit. He's a clean man and a great fighter, but you have toddlers looking after us fighters. These guys they call managers and promoters. These guys, I am coming for you. You tried to murder my boys. Although the promoters have confirmed their intent to reschedule the event, it's unclear when that might happen. One thing's for sure, it won't if Eubank Sr. has anything to do with it.